Hey everybody, it's your man Lloyd Spencer, aka Mr. Noise. And listen, on this Black Friday, we want to show you what we did on yesterday, on Thursday, because yesterday we honored Noise on the platform, and it had a phenomenal show. It's really, really good. And I know some of you want to give, have a heart to give for Noise in this situation. So listen, all the information is going to be on the screen. On the replay, you can go to the screen and be a blessing to Noise and his beautiful, beautiful family, Karen and Bubby. And we just thank you guys so much for all you're doing to help through this challenging time. But we have hope because we know is going to pull through. We believe is going to pull through. So let's stand on that hope and our faith and our prayers. He needs your prayers. He needs your support. He needs your strength right now. So with that being said, check out yesterday's show, as our Black Friday is Noize's Thursday. So check that out right now here on Talkin Noiz. Peace.
Stars, I'll be loving you. Yes, I will, baby. Why still together anytime? Nothing you can do to ever change my mind.
What is it? That's what we use it for the rest of the tail dog. You want to tail dog, that's fine. Yeah. There's pizza on the table. There's pizza on the table. I hear you. You going to the step show tomorrow? live free. We got this tomorrow. What time we start? Day of. Supposed to.
See, because the ushers are gonna be in at 5:30. They work.
Baby hands and ruby lips, special magic from her fingertips. She could heal a nation with just a touch, make your soul cry without as much. Bring both the wellsprings on desert sand, walk on the oceans as tableland. She was just that you comprehend. Lady of love, dream of every man. I'm talking about love. Talking about love. Talking about love. Talking about love. I'm talking about L-O-V-E. Talking about love. I'm talking about love. I will walk a million miles over glass my feet bare. Stare directly at the sun until blinded by the glare. Climb Everest the mountain, swim the deepest sea. If this woman I see would give her love to me, through bloodshot eyes did she call to me. But for the love I would no longer be known. If you will love me, you can really say. But for a moment with her, give a thousand days. Talking about love. Talking about love. That's what I'm talking about. Talking about love.
Basketball game? Tournament? That's in win. Homeboy, if we started tournament play. Well, his older brother, technically my homeboy, but I've known Sam all the time. And Sam was looking, yeah. Is it? Because he won't change. Is he short? Oh. Well, Sam wants to see change in this city. And he's stubborn about it. And so, I think that's kind of why they probably ain't feeling him. Because he's pretty driven. Maybe, I don't remember. Well, back in the day, there were two signature events for Andre. One was obviously homecoming, and the second one was King Cotton. King Cotton was the day after Christmas. It started the day after Christmas, and it was a week-long tournament, and teams came from all around the country. It was a massive, and people came from all around Arkansas to watch it. It was a legendary tournament. But
job in Little Rock living with $5. I almost have to use somebody else's money. But yeah, we Sam was doing that luncheon.
Football is back, and BetOnline remains your number one source for all your football betting needs this season. Hey, what's up? It's your man Lloyd Spence, and I'm so excited because it's been a great football season already. You'll find the latest odds, matchup info, player news, and game trends at betonline.ag. And as your continued source for all sports wagering info, BetOnline features live betting, free contests, live scores, and giveaways all season long. Always the fastest and easiest way to bet all your favorite sports and events like Major League Baseball, MMA, tennis, boxing, and even golf. Head to betonline.ag to join and receive your 100% welcome bonus with your first deposit. Make sure to use your promo code BELIEVE, B-L-E-A-V, to receive your rewards. Why? Because it's BetOnline, and that's where the game starts. And tell them the Noise Maker sent you.
Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Yeah. Popcorn World. Can I make you move now? Yes, I can. So you can get this groove in the back of a can. Put your pinky around the world and the holes in your hand. Popcorn world. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. I said popcorn make you smile. Ah. Popcorn world. Popcorn world. Popcorn world. Popcorn world. The popcorn world. What's that saying? Breaking down the rumor and smelling out. Speaking for the people who will slow around. Taking toast to power, the whisper and the shout. We're talking noise. Oh yeah, talking noise. Yeah, say it again, say we're talking noise. Yeah, talking noise. Really don't have time to fool around. Never noise keeps us lined up. Won't choose to buy. The sound that you hear is the sound of success. We're talking noise. Oh yeah, talking noise. Yeah, picking up all the sound. We're talking noise. Oh yeah. Talking noise. Say it again. We're talking noise.
Welcome to Talkin NOIZ, the daily podcast that brings you up to speed and keeps you informed about real issues affecting real people. With your host, Mr. Talkin NOIZ himself, Lloyd Spence. His beautiful wife, Mrs. Noise, Kenyatta Spence. The ever-informed Brother Noise, Alan Brown. And yours cordially, Uncle Noise, Shake Anderson. Come on in and join us as we reveal and opine today's most pressing issues. Real truth while having real fun. Talkin NOIZ is in your house right now. So sit back and enjoy Talkin NOIZ.
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is Unk Noise night. And rather than have white organists or white guitarists lead us into the show, why not have the brilliance that is Unk Noise? Unk, if you would.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm all Uncle Noise brimmed up, ready to go. That's Mama Noise over there. Mr. Noise right here. Glad to see everybody. We're going to have fun tonight. We're going to hopefully do some good tonight. And yeah, let's just do what we do. Uncle Noise. Uncle Noise, we love you, man. Shake Anderson, we love you, brother. One of my favorite Uncle Noise songs. I'll be loving you. Yeah. It's any time. Nothing you ever get my mind. My mind. That's how I always say it. My mind. Yeah. Let's go. All right. Mama Noise, how are you doing today?
I'm well.
Yeah, I was gonna say you delayed. What happened?
I was muted.
Oh, okay. We gotta unmute Mama Noise. They can't hear you when you're muted.
Yeah, but you know, when I'm not muted, then all of a sudden, what's that noise making?
That's because you be typing and stuff. You be typing and whatnot.
So when I go ahead and mute, then it's where you at?
Whatever. It's good to see everybody. Good to see you, Mama Noise. So let me explain to the people. Hold on, I gotta get groomed up real quick.
Oh my gosh.
Uncle wanted this way. He wouldn't want me on here already.
Not.
He wouldn't want me on here all willy-nilly.
He would say, sir.
I just gotta clean up real quick and then I'm ready to go. Okay, now I'm good. All right. Let me explain to the people what we're doing here tonight. Tonight is a celebration of our beloved Unc. We call him affectionately Unc Noise here. Actually, he coined that phrase himself. He coined himself Unc Noise because he's Unc Noise. That's what he is to us. And so we appreciate him for that. But most of you out there know him as Shake Anderson, the great Sam Shake Anderson, producer, songwriter, executive producer, singer, cheap bottle washer, great guitarist. He be washing bottles sometimes. Great guitarist, great pianist, just all great husband, great father, great worship pastor. Some of you know him as a worship pastor. He's a great cook. Shout out to Shake Cakes. Shout out to Greens that I've personally had the opportunity to have them greens.
You can't just nail it on the greens. This brother cooks everything.
He cooks everything, really, but I was just talking about them greens. So, yeah, we just glad to be able to celebrate him today. And hopefully everybody in the crew's coming through. Me and have some special guests. But we just going to expose y'all who don't know to the great Shake Anderson. So those who don't know who he is or what he's all about. And one of the reasons we're going to be very open and candid tonight, because one of the reasons we are doing this is because our beloved Shake Anderson has had a rough few months. And so he, back in July, had to have an emergency surgery that required him to remove and this is all public, so we're not telling his business, nothing crazy like that. He had to have an emergency surgery, remove a brain tumor, and they were able to do that. They were able to get that. He was going through a rehab process, and so during that rehab process, here recently, he found out that he was still cancerous, and so the GoFundMe page was started on his behalf, and that is the thing that's scrolling at the bottom right there, the GoFundMe information. Though we will also, in addition to scrolling it at the bottom, we will also flash it for everyone at various times during the show, because that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that you can see it and you can write the information down and click it, and then go to the GoFundMe. There it is. Go to the GoFundMe page and make a donation for yourself if you'd like to, because we want to support this brother and his family and make sure that they are not
struggling in any way. And I'd like to see this number go up significantly tonight. Matter of fact, I don't mind showing you the number, you know what I'm saying? Because I want you to be motivated to give. Let me show you the number so far. So far, the number's at $2,150. So let's see if we can get that number up significantly and get people giving tonight or later on. If you are a part of like what we call the rewatch game, go and rewatch this, and it'll be open for a while. So we're not shutting it down anytime soon. So just go and give and make your presence felt and show Unc some love, because he most certainly deserves that love. And so Mama Noise is just, I mean, I can hear you typing, just click clacking in a way. Just, I don't know why she just won't put the mute button on, but she just click clacking away. But anyway, I digress. So tonight, like I said, we're just gonna have some fun and show some old videos, have some conversation, just love on Unc like only we can do. And I could not think of a better way to start the program, because Unc is helped us really start this whole podcast. He was the one. He was our third co-host right from the beginning, and he jumped right in the middle of the pandemic with us and was like, "Let's do this thing." And Unc, listen, we came out the gate hot, so we came out and started with some amazing special guests that Unc was friends with. And so we wanted to show you some of those special guests here. So here's Talkin NOIZ with some of our special guests that we had early on the podcast. Here we go. A throwback noise for you. We don't need the whole thing.
Well, that's another story.
Mama knows you want to comment on some of this, you can. God, Larica. Go to Royal Larica.
I mean, listen to those harmonies.
I know, man. We love our theme song.
So when I would hear your music, one of the greatest songs to me that you guys ever wrote, which was huge for me because it's still one of my favorite songs to this day, is "People Gotta Be Free."
Yes.
And that message was so important. It was so huge.
Well, that's another story, you know.
What was it like being a young Italian kid, white kid in New York, playing soul music in the 60s?
It's very cool, man. A quick story. See, Atlantic Records wasn't like these other labels. You know, like when you go to Columbia and these things, they got Mr. Dylan's recording in here and Simon's over here. See, they used to walk through the halls in Atlantic, you know. They used to come through. So one day, Otis Redding, you know, another monster, comes in. Now, Otis, God, not only was he the best, but he was funny as hell, man. I mean, he really had a great sense of humor. He comes knocking on the door, opens up. We're in the recording, you know, and he says, "My God, they are white."
Well, listen, I want to go deeper into that statement, because how many times have you been approached with that? Like, you know, I think it had to be the Rascals and Bobby Caldwell that created the most shock in the black community when you show up at the concert and go, "Wait a minute,
Exactly.
what the hell? Like, what is going on?"
Well, I tell you, I got in a lot of trouble with that too, because we did this show one time with the Young Holt Trio. You know, I think they had Grazing in the Grass or something like that. You know?
Yeah.
And so these guys, they come up to me backstage. They said, "Hey, man, listen, we got to thank you for letting us be on this show."
This is one of my favorite.
Because
interviews.
just like you're saying, they weren't really an R&B group. They were kind of in the middle, you know what I mean? They just happened to be, black dudes. So, all right. So they said, we don't get a chance to work in front of, white folk. And I said, well, man, we don't get a chance to work in front of black folk, because we look forward to that because they rock. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're going to go with you.
But, so anyway, so I got this great idea. Oh, man. I said, well, we're not going to work unless we got a black act opening up.
Wow.
Oh, my God. I had no idea what I was doing. Believe me, because the backlash that I got, and this, of course, then, it really, really got, it was crazy, man. I mean, I remember riots, you know what I'm saying, down south, riots, was Stokely Carmichael, people like that came up to me and said, man, we're here for you. Don't worry about it. There ain't going to be a show tonight because there's going to be trouble, but I just want you to know it's got nothing to do with you. Man, the trouble that we caused by saying that. It's so simple. I mean, give me a break, man.
Wow.
I mean, you talk about people got to be free. Music.
Yeah.
Come on, it's music. I'm not going to hurt nobody with music. Come on. You're going to save somebody's soul. You're going to save somebody's heart. You're going to save somebody's marriage. But you ain't going to hurt anybody, So anyway, it was crazy.
Well, wasn't this, Lloyd, is this song that we were trying to let people know the songwriter and singer was going to be on the show, and then we got flagged in several countries?
In YouTube, we tried to do a promo on YouTube, and with people want to be free, and we got flagged in Now here's the irony: we got flagged in Cuba, North Korea, Iran, and Syria, and what the other one was. So anywhere that people are fighting for freedom, we got black for.
Yeah, you shouldn't say that word. Well, I worked in China one time. I did a show over there with Northwest Airlines.
Yeah.
And the guys that put on the show, we did it in a hard rock club, and we did People Gotta Be Free, and the guys from the airlines came up and said, hey man, you say freedom one more time, we're gonna leave, bro.
Wow.
It's really not safe.
Wow. Isn't that crazy? One word can cause so much problems.
Well, yeah, if you don't want people to be that way,
And it's still causing problems because people don't understand what it is.
Yeah, well, it's very simple, isn't it?
Yeah, it should be.
It's really simple. It's really simple. There's nothing hard about this, man. And it don't mean masks.
Right.
You ain't free because you got a mask on.
Right. What are we calling freedom today? Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
It's amazing, man. It's absolutely amazing. That is one of my favorite interviews. I got to be honest with you. That's one of my favorite interviews. Felix was amazing. The wisdom that he was dropping was amazing. Watching him interact was amazing. Genuine buddies and friends and homies. I love that.
Wow. How can you nail it down to your favorite?
Oh, I didn't say I had. That was my total favorite. That's just one of my favorites. Yeah, that's just one of my favorites. That's one of my favorites. Here's another one. I think this is the Victor Wooten one. But she's obsessed with it. But she said she heard 60 million people have voted so far.
That's about right.
So I think that's pretty. If it's not right on, it's definitely close. 60 million. That's crazy. It was 120 in the whole last election. 60 million, and we ain't even got to November 3rd yet.
Wow.
I hope that means what I hope it means, but but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. So listen, I'm excited again today to have Victor in the house. Big man, it's an honor and a privilege to have you here. And I've been in all our advertising, we've been advertising you as good people. So now I reveal to the people why that is. Because of Mama Wooten, right?
Oh yeah.
Tell the people what Mama Wooten told you early on about being good people.
Yeah, well, mom and dad told us lots of things, but one of the main was when she told us 5 boys when we were kids playing music all the time. She would ask us a question. Mom would always like to ask questions because it makes you think on your own, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she would say, "What does the world need with just another good musician?"
Wow.
We have plenty. She said, "What the world needs are good people."
Mm.
And so those are some nice words to grow up with.
Well, you know what's funny about it is that when I read that and heard that, I don't know if it's just the climate that we're in that hit me between the eyes or just the power of the quote itself, but that really resonated with me, man, because I'm going, man, if we just had more good people in the world, just that simple concept of stop trying to be a good politician or a good pastor or a good whatever, and just be good people. Let's just start with that foundation of that.
Lloyd, let me respond to that. Here's the thing. I believe that good person is in all of us.
Okay.
And I'm going to turn that around because I think it's my duty to see it. Because if you don't see it and then I don't see it, who's going to see it?
Great point.
So when you don't see it, I force myself to see it. Right?
Yeah.
If nothing else, but to remind you, that's not who you really are. You're really a good person. Here's another thing, not to turn this into religion, but I just got to quote my mom. My mom also said, God didn't make no mistakes. Okay. So how you really going to be that bad? Except you think you are, so you acted that you are. So somebody's got to remember.
Yeah.
And I put that upon myself. And I'm going to keep on you until you remember.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. Keep on you until you remember.
Yeah.
I like that.
The good people are there.
Well, you know what? I agree, man. We're better than what I think we've shown maybe this year.
Yeah.
And we can do better than what I think we've shown this year. And hopefully that's what a lot of what we're seeing now is a response to that. Is right. People saying, okay, I'm looking, I've known this guy 15 years. He's not this bad. Or that kind of mentality. So, so did you feel that way when Roy forced you into the base? Did he force you in, or you just kind of saw them doing it and you was like, okay, I got to jump into?
Yeah. Well,
that's your brother, right?
Yeah, Roy, Reggie, Rudy, Joseph. Well, they knew before me. And the same way you don't feel like anybody forced you to speak English.
That's right.
That's just before you even knew you were speaking it, right? I was learning music the same time and in the same way. So before I was born, my brothers already knew this is going to be the bass player. Because they needed a bass player.
They needed a bass player. That's amazing.
So, but for me, it was a blessing because every little sibling looks up to their older siblings. Right. Especially if you're a little boy, you look up to your older brother. Right? You're a little girl, you look up to your older sister. But you look up to your. And I'm lucky enough to have 4 older brothers. And this allowed me to belong. Like I got treated as an equal, not the little baby. I was an equal when we played.
Nice.
Right. And so they've always treated me that way. And so it didn't feel like force. Even if they did force me, I'm glad they did.
Yeah.
Because it's provided a great life. And I know Chuck and Shake know music, maybe more than anything else, brings people together.
Yeah.
Anything that's going to bring people together and make us forget about all our problems and all of our differences. In music, we actually celebrate our differences. We recognize and celebrate them. In other words, if I play bass, I'm not trying to be a flute. I'm not trying to be a saxophone. I know that I'm different, and that's what makes the band better, because all the instruments are different, not the same. So music recognizes that and celebrates it. So when we come together, it makes other people that are listening forget about their differences also, or either celebrate them, right? And so to have a tool like that brings people together, I want to be the best possible at it.
My favorite part of that interview is watching Unc's face during Victor talking and when Chuck Rainey talks. Because Unc, you and I both know, Unc is one of the greatest musicians we both ever heard. A bass player par excellence. And it's awesome when another bass player or musician recognizes other musicians that kind of paved the way for him. And he has that, I don't say reverence, but a respect for Victor and a respect for Chuck Rainey. That was Chuck Rainey, for those who don't know. Another legendary bassist in his own right. But he was also in that interview as well. And it was just cool to watch. You saw Unc was kind of on the chair like
he was soaking it up.
Soaking it up, right? So that was cool. That was cool. But yeah, tonight is we're celebrating Unc Noiz and all the things he's done. That was one of the things he did, was to bring in Chuck and to bring in Tim Hinkle. Come in with some respect. That is the great Chuck Rainey. Lord have mercy. Shame on you.
You know, but they do kind of favor.
They do kind of favor, though. They do kind of favor. Speaking of great musicians, I want to pivot before we go back to that video. I want to pivot just a little bit and show something. This is from a festival in Louisville, Kentucky we call Nulu. And this is actually Unc with Victor. And he had like an all-star band. So it was Victor Wooten and Steve Cropper. Steve Cropper is the guy who did is it Green Tomatoes?
Green Onions.
Green Onion. That's he wrote that.
Yeah.
And then Victor and Taylor Pace and just a bunch of different people. And they're at this festival. So check this out. This is a cool little video. Here's a snippet of that video from Nulu Fest. Uh-oh. I gotta pull it up so you can see it, right? Production, get it together. What is happening right now? Jeez. They're ahead in the game, production. All right, here we go. That's Daryl Tibbs on the conga.
Wow. Wait for it. Wait for it. You ready? There it is.
This is how I want. You got to come out with it. You got to come out with people. You got to come out with people. You got to come out with people. If y'all don't hear, listen to one more again. Say it again.
Wow. 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 That is Unk Noise at its finest right there. What's so amazing to me about that is that he's generous like that all the time. Like, I've been in concerts with him, and I don't think I've ever been in concert with him where he didn't allow the other musicians. It doesn't have to be Victor Wooten for him to let them solo or let them quote unquote shine. It could be whoever, whatever that musician is. He says, man, go for it. I want you. I know the marquee says Shake Anderson, but I want people to see you for who you are as well. And he's very, very generous. He's always been so generous. I mean,
If you haven't had a chance to see him, you got to see him. You got to see him live. It's nothing like it.
I mean, I've always seen musician after musician, keyboard